Hi, I'm Elias Gaitan, Director of Radiant Yoga in Ukiah and founder of True For You Yoga. Today I'm going to answer a few questions about Hatha Yoga. Hatha Yoga is the practice of using your body to do yoga postures and in a sequence. The first question that I'm going to address is, why would an individual do a daily yoga practice? The reason we would do a daily yoga practice is 3 points, first being physical benefits. And that's what most of us think of in the modern world when we think of yoga. What's it going to do for my physical body? Well, the physical systems of the body get flushed, the musculature gets worked, and in turn the ability to build muscle growth. If you have injury, the particular area of the body that has injury will also get a huge amount of blood flow circulating through the area to help bring down inflammation and accelerate healing. So the physical benefits are huge and pretty much for everyone. Second point would be mental clarity. And mental clarity meaning we're flushing the brain with high pressure oxygenated blood throughout the whole practice. And the action of getting more oxygen to the brain will help the mind to think more clearly. What also happens from the focus we have in a yoga class, one point would be we're in a balancing posture and we need to actually stay on one foot balancing. We have to have our attention on a point. We take our attention to that point, we breathe while we're in the position, holding on one foot, and the mind starts to quiet. And when the mind starts to quiet that way, our deeper thinking becomes more clear. So just the action of practicing, I'm in balance, I've got to stay with my breath, your mind just starts to get more acute and sharp. And the third point would be emotional balance. And we'll find when we do a regular yoga practice that while you're in that degree of focus, as an example, for balancing and mental clarity, we also learn to see where we're reacting to stimulus that's in the head rather than really in the present moment, which is the yoga posture we're doing and we're breathing. And so rather than reacting to the outside world that's really not real, when we're in the outside world and a situation happens where emotion comes up, because we're so trained by practicing every day to be in breath and focus, we can stay in present time instead of projecting forward or back. And that helps us to stay emotionally calm. So those would be the 3 main reasons I would say that doing a daily yoga practice would be good. Now, doing a daily yoga practice is going to enhance all around how you move in life. You might say, well, why don't I do it 3 days a week instead of 7? And if you practice it every day, it becomes a way of life for you. If we miss times, then we get back into the old patterns. And this is anything that you're going to learn in your life. We get into the old patterns and we start to act out the pattern rather than the new experience that we're creating. So the daily practice will help you to stay in present time with those exercises, enhancing those benefits. Now, the second question that I'm going to address is, how would you have a daily practice? Now, if you have an in-studio practice already, but you can't make it there every day to practice, and oftentimes we'll get discouraged because of that, you can modify your in-studio practice to a simplified version. And once you've modified it to a simplified version following 3 basic rules, one is your breath connected to the movement. The second being that the quantity of what you do, so meaning how much time you spend doing it compared to in your class, isn't as important as the quality of the posture you do. Third being that you want to take the spine through a full range of motion. So you'll do side to side, forward and back, we'll extend, we'll even compress a bit. And those are kind of that's the simple version of how to modify your home practice. Now, we'd always start in a home practice with breathing. Bikram style yoga, you do a breath where you're interlocking to the webbing. We inhale the elbows to the ceiling. We exhale, head back, mouth open, elbows meeting in front. And then we inhale again, elbows to the ceiling, stomach in. And then exhale, head back, elbows high. Why I find that particular style of opening for a home practice good is because the action of the movement in the body and the action of your breathing are simultaneous. So you're connecting your breath immediately to the action in your body. Now, whatever you choose to do after that in your home practice, you've already aligned your mind with your body to start with breath. So I could finish that breathing, and then while I'm still with that same cycle of breath, inhale and exhale. The next inhale, I'd go right into the move of the posture. On the exhale, I might settle into the feet, slightly flatten the belly, and then inhale, extend. And then exhale, I start to actually move into the asana. And then hold with the same equal length breath. And when you're complete, you inhale yourself back out. You come back to rest. You choose what your next posture is, and you move into that posture. It might be arms out to the side with an inhale, pivoting on the heel, exhale. Inhale again, opening chest. Exhale, bend the knee to go into a light lunge. And then you just continue on there with your breath connected to all your movement. What I'd suggest is you keep it simple. Try not to overcomplicate a home practice. You'll find over time that it will naturally feel right to you to actually do more some days, less others. And really get the point that it isn't the length of your practice you're doing when you're home practicing, it's that you stay connected to breath, you don't overcomplicate it, you take the spine through a full range of motion. And finally, in closing, is always be sure, and this is at in-class practice with a daily practice, or at home in a home practice, combining the two is ideal, is that you take rest at the end. You lie in Shavasana on your back, body relaxed, eyes closed, just lengthening breath until you come to a natural breath. And enjoy that for a few minutes at least, 7 to 10, maybe 15 minutes if you have that time just to rest there. So thank you, it was great to see you. Looking forward to our next video.